Picture this. Centuries ago, in the rugged mountains of southern Mexico, small villages dotted the landscape, home to a deeply spiritual people living in harmony with their environment. These communities, known as the Mazatec, thrived on a simple yet profound connection to nature. Their lives revolved around the earth, cultivating crops like corn, beans, and squash under the warm sun. But their connection to the world wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. Among their most revered practices was a sacred ritual involving what they called tiananacatl, or God's flesh, mushrooms believed to hold the key to the spirit world. This wasn't a casual pastime. These ceremonies were approached with the utmost respect and preparation, requiring days of fasting and cleansing beforehand. Participation was not a given. Only those deemed ready by the village shaman, the curandero, could take part. The mushrooms were not consumed for fun or escape, but to seek guidance, healing, and insight into life's deeper mysteries. During the ritual, the shaman would invoke protective spirits, and participants would eat the mushrooms, often mixed with honey. What followed was an hours-long journey through altered states of consciousness, where participants claimed to glimpse truths about existence that were otherwise hidden. The Mazatec believed these mushrooms had powerful therapeutic properties. Beyond the spiritual revelations, they were used to treat physical and emotional ailments, headaches, stomach pains, and even feelings of deep sadness. But their reverence for the mushrooms wasn't just about their healing potential. It was about respect. These were not substances to be taken lightly. They were tools, gateways to something beyond the ordinary, to be approached with intention and care. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and the Western world began to rediscover what ancient cultures like the Mazatec had known for centuries. In the 1960s and 70s, a counterculture movement embraced psychedelics, with figures like Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert leading experiments on psilocybin's effects. These researchers discovered that psilocybin, the active compound in psychedelic mushrooms, could induce profound shifts in perception and consciousness. Participants in their studies reported experiences that felt deeply meaningful, even life-changing. But just as these discoveries began to unfold, a backlash hit. Governments, particularly in the United States, classified psilocybin and other psychedelics as Schedule I substances, branding them as dangerous and devoid of medical value. This decision effectively shut down scientific research for decades, casting a shadow over what could have been groundbreaking exploration. Even today, debates about psilocybin remain polarizing. Despite the stigma, modern science has started to peel back the layers of misunderstanding. Brain imaging studies reveal fascinating insights into how psilocybin works. It reduces activity in the brain's default mode network, a region associated with self-referential thinking and rumination, and increases connectivity in areas related to sensory perception and emotional processing. In layman's terms, this means psilocybin can quiet the incessant inner chatter that often fuels anxiety and depression while opening the mind to new ways of seeing and feeling. Unlike substances like alcohol, which dull cognitive control and decision-making, psilocybin appears to unlock parts of the mind that are typically dormant, allowing users to explore thoughts and emotions from a fresh perspective. It's no wonder that participants often describe these experiences as not just therapeutic, but transformative. But let's not romanticize this too much. Psilocybin, like any powerful tool, requires respect and caution. The Mazatec knew this. They never approached their rituals lightly, and they always had a shaman guiding the journey. Without preparation and intention, a psilocybin experience can veer into unsettling territory. Bad trips are a real risk, and for some, the emotional aftermath can be difficult to process. That's why today's growing interest in psychedelics must come with a focus on safety, education, and careful application. In recent years, the tide has started to turn. Clinical trials are now exploring psilocybin's potential for treating mental health conditions like depression, PTSD, and anxiety. Early results are promising, with some patients reporting improvements after just one guided session. Researchers are also investigating microdosing, taking small, subperceptual doses of psilocybin as a way to enhance creativity, focus, and emotional balance. What's remarkable is how these modern findings align with the wisdom of ancient cultures. The Mazatec didn't have brain scans or clinical trials, but they understood the power of mushrooms on a level that resonates with today's science. Their rituals weren't just about personal healing. They were about connecting to something larger, a sense of purpose, community, and the mysteries of existence. As we navigate this modern resurgence of psychedelics, there's a lesson we can take from the Mazatec. Respect the journey. These substances are not shortcuts to enlightenment or tools for escapism. They are catalysts, capable of opening doors we didn't know existed, but only if approached with humility and care. The future of psilocybin holds immense promise, but it's not a magic fix. It's a reminder, a bridge between the ancient and the modern, between science and spirit. And as we learn more, perhaps we'll find that the answers we seek were never really lost. They've been here all along, waiting for us to look beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary.